Um, Hi, my name is Rosie,
And I am Grace.
and today we're going to talk about college applications, and it's going to get serious.
Yes, it is.
We should start with the colleges we apply to. Do you want to
Okay,
start?
my pleasure. Okay, so I applied to like the majority of colleges that I applied to were UC colleges. And so I'm gonna list them right now. I applied to UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC Davis, UC Santa Barbara, UC Riverside, UC San Diego, UC Irvine. Like I literally applied to most of the UC colleges. Okay, and now let's get out of state. Okay? So I applied for UIUC, which is in Illinois, and I also applied for two universities in New York, one which is Syracuse and the other one which is Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. I actually have to count how many I applied, which I am doing right now. I
Okay.
applied to 10 colleges in total. It was expensive.
Okay, so I applied to I think seven. I applied to Chapman University, which is in Orange, California, the New School in New York, Eckerd College in Florida, Cooney Hunter College, which is also in New York, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State LA, and Cal Poly Pomona, which are all California State University system. Yes, that's all. Are you gonna tell us what schools you got in and
Okay, this is gonna be a really sad thing that I have to talk about. I'm first gonna say who I got rejected by because why not? So I got rejected by UC Berkeley, and I also got rejected by UCLA, and I got rejected by Irvine as well, and I got waitlisted actually by Syracuse, and the rest I actually got accepted by. So yeah.
well, I got rejected by Chapman University, which is very sad. I got rejected from Cooney Hunter College. That is very sad too. Cal State Long Beach also rejected me. I withdrawn from Cal State LA because they didn't receive my files. And I got accepted by the new school, Eckerd College and Cal Poly Pomona.
Good job.
Good job to you too.
I'm so proud of you.
The fact that you
Stop.
applied to so many UCs is just wow.
This is not my choice. And my mom made me do this. I don't know if it's just me, but like I feel like I know this is completely illogical, so like don't come for me, but I feel like if you check it and you wait for like, 40 minutes, you might get in.
Wait,
Like
what?
if you don't check it right away, because you know what I do? This is really stupid. People are gonna bully me for this, but what I do is that, I get an email that there's an update. I'm like, okay, wait, don't open it. I pray. I literally start praying, okay? And then we first pray, and then like I'll wait for like, I don't know, minimum 40 minutes, and then I'll open it. I don't know. I'm just too scared. I'm like, maybe if I wait a little longer, which is totally illogical, it might come out that like I got in. So
That's
yeah.
not how it works, but okay. I just gotta say, writing college essays is probably the worst part of application. And plus, I wasted so much time on it, and schools reject you. That's so sad.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like
So,
did you had a bad time writing your personal
um,
statements for UCs?
actually, no. Um, I actually had a pretty pleasant experience, which I feel like not a lot of people have a good experience writing college essays. I gotta say, I did come into this with a very negative mindset, though. I was like, you know what? I'm definitely not gonna get into these UC colleges because I'm gonna write them myself. I'm too broke to be paying people for this. But yeah, they just made it sound really hard, writing college essays. And not that I'm saying it's easy to write it. Like they would just ask you about like your life experiences and like what things you've done to contribute to like your community or like what life lessons have you learned, like just things about your life. And mostly the prompts are to like get to know you, you know, like those type of questions that they ask to get to know you as a person and your experiences in life lessons, stuff like that. I don't know, I really didn't think much. I just started writing. I remember when I wrote my first essay, I wrote it at night at 3 a.m. in my bed. Yeah.
That's I don't know what is wrong with you. I don't know how your brain still functions at 3 a.m. That makes no sense to me, man.
I get that a lot actually. I don't know. My inspiration, I always get it at night. What I did was like I basically chose my prompt and gave a short answer and later just elaborated more. And then I would fix it later, proofread it later. I really like I don't feel like these essays are the best essays that I've written in my life. I feel like there's much more to improve. And honestly, I'm pretty surprised that I got accepted in a few colleges.
You know how I wrote my college essay?
How? Tell us about it.
I literally just threw in random stuff. I'm not joking. I even started using movie quotes.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
because
my god.
it was so weird. I was writing my college essay and I gave it to my college counselor at school. And he told me, this is very not interesting. You know, the school's going to reject you because of that, right? And I was like, okay, I will put something in there. So I started using movie quotes.
That's interesting. I never thought about that actually. I didn't even think of that. You know, I was just putting random things together. So I totally understand when you say that you were just putting random things together because I was as well. But I think like a tip for writing college essays is to make it like as deep as possible. Definitely, you know, get into their feelings.
Oh,
If
wow.
that makes any sense. You know, like don't make it something like, oh, they're just reading an essay. Like make them read it and feel like they're watching this like a movie, if that makes any sense.
I don't know. Okay, you know, you want to know something really weird?
Sure.
I've never seen this ever. I asked my college counselor about it, and he's like, well, that's weird. I've never seen that. So for Chapman University, when I'm filling out their Common App, there were a few questions I remember really clearly. There was one question that was like, what is a song that we should play in the background when we're reading your application? I think that was the question.
No way.
So you're supposed to put in the answer like the song title. So I struggle a lot with that question.
Yeah, I have actually never. That's so weird too.
It's a very interesting question, I gotta say. But
indeed,
yeah, I don't know how they evaluate it. Do they evaluate your personality based on the song you choose? I don't know how that works, but I put in a song by One Republic, I think.
Maybe it's to set the mood, you know, of your essay. It actually also depends, you know, if you're writing like a sad essay, then if you put in a sad song, it's gonna like fit the mood, you know.
There was another question. It was about a favorite dish of yours.
Wow.
Yeah, and
you guys get some pretty interesting questions.
yeah, I don't remember what I put on there, but it was something really weird. I hope I didn't put something too weird.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Okay. Wow. I right now thinking about it, I have a lot of things I regret.
Like, you mean like a lot of answers that you've written and you regret?
Yeah, a little. So like think twice before you submit something because you can't recall it when you
That's true. And
after you
also
send it.
start early, you know, because I actually started applying pretty late. I almost thought that I was not gonna make it, you know.
Always start writing your college essays early. That's like a life lesson.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it really depends on the prompt again, because some prompts are really easy and you're gonna have a lot of ideas and you're just be like typing up. But some other prompts are gonna bug you for a while. And if you're doing early decision or early action, then the timing is really important.
Definitely, definitely. I feel like a lot of, I mean, if you guys are applying for UC, I'll tell you that a lot of the prompts are pretty easy to write, but like all of them are pretty deep topics, that's for sure. So be ready to like elaborate um and explain a lot.
Okay, so we're going to talk about auditions for college and portfolios. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you should definitely describe your experience with auditions for college because there might be a lot of people who are like applying for performance in theater.
I had two schools that required like a few videos of you acting in front of a camera. For Chapman University, they required three videos. So one of them is a comedic monologue and another one that's like dramatic. I think I don't really remember. And a third video is like a 30-second introduction of yourself. So I handed in those three videos, and the next thing you're gonna do is wait.
But so does this work like essay? So like they always give you a prompt?
Yes, they don't give you a prompt. They tell you the type of monologues they need. So they, for example, for Chapman, for me, they require a comedic monologue and a dramatic monologue. That's what they require. And you basically just record it and then you submit it on their portal and you wait.
So have you ever done an audition for college that just asks you to choose to do any type of monologue you want?
No.
So they
Usually,
always
actually,
give you one.
most colleges I researched about has requirements. Some schools may require like 6 monologues. I've seen that. I've seen schools that require
Oh
six
my God.
monologues. And I've seen schools require like Shakespeare, like classic monologues. Yeah, and then you wait. I waited. I don't remember how long I waited. It was at night again. I was doing my homework and then they told me that I got into their second round of auditions, which is I got into their callback for Chapman University, which is pretty cool. I didn't even know there was a callback.
Wait, but can you explain to us what is a callback? Because I actually don't even know what that is.
Basically, a callback is like they saw your initial videos and they're like, wow, we like this person, we're interested. And then you go into the second round.
Oh, so it's like round one, round two. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't know there was a round two. So I went into their audition and I'm gonna tell you this. It was terrible because they do it in like the American time, but I'm in China, so it's a
You
different
have to
time
stay up.
zone. I
Oh
have to stay up.
no.
Actually, no, I didn't stay up. I slept at 12, woke up at 3:30 because the audition starts at 4.
Oh my God. Imagine your alarm didn't go off
Oh my
or
gosh.
something.
It starts at 4 a.m. for me, but it's like somewhere around the afternoons for people who's in America. The audition was very short, but I was in the waiting room for like 2, 3 hours. There were like 20 people in my session and I had to wait. I think I was like number 16, I think. So I was
Oh
pretty
wow.
late. So they started at 4:30. I mean 4. And then it technically started at 4:30 because the person who's in charge of this thing spoke for like 30 minutes. So like technically the audition starts at 4:30. But you have to be there for like this long speech. And I did it and oh my gosh, I think it was like my turn at around 7:30 or 8, somewhere around that time. So note that I woke up at 4, okay? And then I did my audition. It was pretty quick. I had to redo the 2 auditions I submitted. So yeah, I was there until like 8 something around 9 and I went back to bed because I have another school event afternoon.
Oh wow. That is really tough for people who are like it's very hard for students are like people who are like international students who are applying for performance theater and they have to like do these like live auditions.
Yeah. So that's what happened for Chapman. For the new school, they had a face-to-face audition. It's not like Chapman. For Chapman, you did it and you're done, basically. You do your 2 monologues and you're done. But for the new school, my meeting was about 20 minutes, like 15, 20-ish minutes, somewhere around that time. I first do one of my monologues. I get to choose actually. So I did one of my monologues and then what did I do next? Oh, they asked me questions and I had to answer them. It was 1 to 2. So there were 2 teachers and 1 student here. I had that audition at like 1:30 in the morning, so that was not too bad. It was a weird experience because they asked me some really like tough questions.
Wow, so it was like an interview.
It's almost
Oh
like
my
an
God.
interview. Like it's
I would have
audition
been
plus interview.
scared because I don't know, I get so nervous for like live interviews and stuff like that.
But yeah, I said some very weird things that I now regret. It was the last question. They asked me about what I'm reading or watching lately that I really like and would like to share with them. It doesn't really matter what you say. You can say TV shows, movies, a book, like anything, basically. Something that you're watching or reading right now that you really like. I was reading a play at the time, so I told them that play, and I also said I like dark and weird things.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's the only part I regret. Everything else was pretty okay. So, yeah,
Well, I think acting is definitely not for everyone.
I feel like if you're actually applying for theater, choose something that you like. Don't choose something that's like fancy, but you can't do it. If you can't pull it off, don't do it. Do something that you're confident in. You need to perform it repetitively. Like, okay, that's not the right word. You will be performing a lot of it, like many times. Doing it so many times, you're gonna get sick of it.
Oh my God. Wow.
But you also did portfolios, right?
Yes, indeed. So
Is it
let me
easier than auditions? I bet it's easier than auditions.
yeah, you are right. You are definitely right on that, but it's not like this, it's not easy work. I'll tell you that. I actually applied for architecture in UCLA accidentally. Wait, not architecture. At least I thought I applied for architecture, but I actually applied for arts media. So yeah, they required a portfolio. And at that point, I had already paid like the application fee. I had already written my essays, literally everything. And I thought I applied for architecture. I didn't even know, but yeah, I ended up accidentally applying for arts media design. And that was they were like, okay, send us your portfolio. Well, guess what? I didn't have that because I am not an art student. I was almost gonna give up and just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna give up this college, but I didn't. I actually submitted a charcoal, and I also submitted oil paintings and watercolor paintings, and some of these I had already done them, so it was really just my old paintings. I'm not really that big of an art gal. I do it for fun. I'm not that good at it, I'm not an art student. I was never like really outstanding in art. It was just something that I did just merely for fun. But yeah, those are what I submitted, and then I got rejected. But I kind of saw it coming, But I still cried about it. But I did see it coming. I'm kind of getting out of topic right now, but I just have to say that when I applied for UC colleges, they have a lot of requirements. They ask for a lot of things, a lot of documents, a lot of things. They make you write a lot of essays. Later, when I had to apply for other colleges that were not UC colleges, I found them so easy because it was so simple. I only had to write like 2 essays or 1 essay, and then boom, I was out of it and I got into school and everything. But UC colleges are like a different breed.
I was gonna apply to UC, but then I saw the amount of materials they need and I decided to leave it.
Yeah. If you're gonna apply for UC, start early. That's my best advice.
Yep.
Start early.
Um, yeah, just finish the UC applications first if you actually want to go to UC because I think it's due November 30th. Was it?
Uh-huh. Wait, I am not sure.
I
But you guys could
I'm
search
not
that up.
sure. Yeah, you guys can search that up. I think it's due much earlier compared to other schools' regular decisions. So definitely do the UCs first because they require a lot of things and start early.
I have a question. Did you do like early decision or early action for any of your schools?
I did early action for Chapman and New School, so I got them back really early. Eckerd doesn't really count because they have a rolling admission.
That's interesting. You know why? I think it's kind of funny because I remember before I like got to this stage of my life where I have to like start applying to universities, my parents, my teachers, my classmates were always making a big deal out of, EDEA or RD, Actually, to be honest, I started applying to college really, really late. I almost was not going to make it. I was almost going to give up, to be honest. And I ended up applying for all my colleges in regular decision. So yeah, I did not do any early decision or any early action. Senior year is tough.
If you're doing IB, it's going to be even more tough.
Definitely. So I was so like concentrated and focused in school that I didn't even make it in time, and I wasn't even watching the dates and anything like the deadlines. So yeah, I ended up doing everything in regular decision.
Well, here's an advice for anyone who's applying colleges soon. You better be prepared and keep things organized. Some schools give like tons of requirements, and you definitely need a table to keep track of it.
I wish I started earlier, to be honest. I think like you mentioned earlier that organization is very, very important. And it is indeed. I have a lot of tables and everything. It could be better, and I could like organize it better, start it earlier. So that is something that I think it's very important, very, very important.
For me, something that I wish I knew earlier is that how stressed it will be, because everyone tells me that it's going to be stressed, but I kind of just ignored it. I keep telling myself, well, it's not going to be that bad. But the teachers were like, oh, it's going to be pretty bad. It's like, no, it's probably not going to be that bad. But it's tough. And if you're still in like the early years of your high school, go do something interesting, because when they ask for things on your application, they ask things like awards and the summer programs that you did. They ask for community service and like the sports that you did. They ask everything. So make sure you do more stuff and have a plan. You need to have a plan of what you want to do in college. So for example, for art students, they might start art really early in life, and then so they can put more stuff on their portfolio or their resume if the school requires one. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. I mean, you could still apply to college just like saying that you're undeclared, but it's always better to have a plan of what way you want to go down.
I think like it's important to keep in mind too that the whole point, I learned this later on, after writing my essays, my college essays, to be honest, that I learned that like the whole point of college essays really is just writing about yourself and allowing like the admissions office to like evaluate your prioritization skills. Yeah, and I think like they just really want to know how you organize and how you prioritize your things. I think that's what they look for in the essays that you write. And also be honest, be honest in your college essays. I think another really important thing is experience some type of leadership in
agree.
In your high school. Because that's a very important question that they ask. They're always like, so what have you ever like being in the position of leadership or something like that? And if you've never done that or experienced that in your life, like being the leader of your community service or being the leader of your sports team or whatever, then you really don't have much to write about. Leadership is something that they really look at, and it's like something that matters to them. So
here's something I want to say about grades and awards that you get. You know how some teachers tell you, oh, grades don't matter after like in your life or whatever, after high school, it doesn't really matter. Your high school grades doesn't matter. The awards you get doesn't matter. Well, it matters. When it comes to college application, it does matter because they totally prefer people with higher grades.
Definitely.
And so if someone tells you grades don't matter, don't trust them because they're probably lying to you. I'm not going to say that you better not sleep and work hard every single freaking day 24/7. I didn't say that. But balance your life with some extracurricular activities. Make your whole application look interesting. Make those people who read your application be like, wow, this person has an amazing, colorful life.
So this question seems to always appear. Like every single university always asks the same question. It's like, oh, tell us why you chose our university. Why do you want to come to our university? I'm pretty sure everybody has heard.
Everyone. Oh my gosh, that's so true.
I'm going to tell you right now how to answer to that question. if you're gonna go into that college and you get this question, what I suggest you to do is to go and really like just look really deep into their program or really deep into their faculty or their like something that a normal person wouldn't really know about their college.
Yeah, and
So be
also
unique.
if you have the opportunity to attend like an event, sometimes colleges organize events, either like online events or offline events. If you have the opportunity and you're really interested in the school, try it out because you never know. Maybe you're gonna find some interesting insight. If you have a college fair in school, check them out because you never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, so I guess that's all we're gonna talk about today. I hope this helps you for your college application journey. I don't even want to call this journey, man. But yeah, thanks for listening to our podcast and enjoy your college application journey.